As chairman of the Fed, Jerome Powell holds an unbelievable amount of power in American economics and finance. But how does a former attorney and investment banker rise up the ranks to hold a position of such prestige? Welcome to Money Kingpins. Today we'll be talking about how Jerome Powell became the most powerful financier in America. In 1953, Powell was born to a family of 8. His father, whom he is named after, was a private practice lawyer. Growing up in Washington, D.C. with dreams to follow in his father's footsteps to become a lawyer, Powell received his bachelor's degree from Princeton University in 1975 and received his Juris Doctor from Georgetown in 1979. Throughout the 1980s, Powell took his knowledge and skills to New York City, where he worked in the U.S. Court of Appeals, private law firms, and eventually ending up at his first investment bank, where in the first few years he was elevated to vice president. After this role, Powell worked in the U.S. Treasury, where his former boss was the Secretary of the Treasury. Key connections like this were made by Powell's charm, knowledge, and charisma, which he used all to his advantage strategically throughout the course of his career. In 1992, Powell was nominated by President George H.W. Bush to the Treasury for Domestic Finance, where he continued to learn, grow, and adapt to the dynamic American economy. After this, Powell continued to work in investment banking, and he founded his own private investment firm, specializing on the industrial sector of the American economy. He also did a lot of work within the Global Environmental Fund, where his skill set and knowledge was applied to sustainable energy investments. Fast forward to 2011, President Barack Obama nominated Powell to the Federal Reserve, where he received bipartisan support. While in the Federal Reserve, Powell was known to not always conform with the ideals of those around him, which won over sections of the American public. After 6 years in the Federal Reserve, in November of 2017, President Donald Trump nominated Powell to replace Janet Yellen as the chairman of the Fed, where he was approved to do so in a 22-1 vote. Powell remains serving as the chairman of the board in 2022 and has been a guiding voice throughout some of the most unprecedented financial circumstances America has ever seen. Since becoming the chairman of the Fed, one of Powell's most well-known responses came to the COVID-19 recession. Throughout this crisis, Powell continuously reiterated that monetary policy needed to be met with proper fiscal policy, or income inequality would increase. Throughout his presidency, Donald Trump was very vocal about his approval of Powell's handling of this situation. Powell remains the most important man in American finance, and it's clear to see that whether you agree with his policies or not, he has risen through the ranks and seen many corners of American capitalism and free trade, and is one of the most experienced individuals in his work. Thanks for watching this video to the end. Please subscribe to the channel and explore our other videos for more great content to help you create generational wealth.